Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage for the opening ceremony of the Islamabad 2004 9th SAF Games.
The moment it started off, the camera started rolling, it was very, very emotional that after 3.5 years of waiting and so much of long journey that we took, finally we are here and we are not doing the games. That was a very, very emotional moment.
The most exciting thing was to hear everybody talking about the ceremonies and really listening to people that actually it's going to go on air today. And today is the D-Day was itself a kind of excitement itself.
Well, it was very exciting to see the entire opening ceremony start with my music. And the fanfare that was used took a lot of nights to complete. And I had not done music of that sort before.
Well, I had my fingers crossed. Like everyone else on the team, I think we were apprehensive, we were tense. And praying that everything goes off all right.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan.
ख़वातीनो हज़रात, आप इस्लामी जमहूरिया पाकिस्तान का कौमी तराना सुनेंगे। आपसे दरख्वास्त है कि इसके एहतराम में खड़े हो जाएं।
By the Roots Montessori High School and the Karachi High School Choir.
ये कौमी तराना रूट्स मॉन्टेसरी हाई स्कूल और कराची हाई स्कूल के तलबा और तालिबात ने पेश किया।
We now invite Qari Wahid Zafar Qasmi to recite from the Holy Quran.
अब कारी वहीद ज़फ़र क़ासमी तिलावत कलाम पाक के लिए तशरीफ लाते हैं।
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألا تزر وازرة وزر أخرى وأن ليس للإنسان إلا ما سعى وأن سعيه سوف يرى ثم يجزاه الجزاء الأوفى وأن إلى ربك المنتهى صدق الله العظيم. अभी जो सूरतुन नजम की आयत आपके सामने तिलावत की गई, इनका तर्जुमा ये है कि कोई शख्स दूसरे के गुनाह का बोझ नहीं उठाएगा और ये कि इंसान को वही मिलता है जिसकी वो कोशिश करता है और ये कि उसकी कोशिश देखी जाएगी, फिर उसको उसका पूरा पूरा बदला दिया जाएगा और ये कि तुम्हारे परवरदिगार ही के पास सबको पहुंचना है. व आखिरु दावाना अनिल हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन.
That no bearer of burdens shall bear the burden of another, and that there is nothing for man but what he has striven for, and that his striving shall soon be seen, and then he will be fully rewarded for it, and that to your Lord is the final goal. Ladies and gentlemen, the pipers and drummers of the Islamabad 2004 marching band.
Khawateenon Hazrat, Islamabad 2004 marching band.
Two nights before, the fiber optic is cut, deliberately cut, and the night before, the whole wiring system goes for a 6. So you can take it from me, we were apprehensive. But at the same time, we are also very sure that inshallah, we're going to make it happen. Because the team had worked very hard, everyone had worked very hard. And everyone was saying, I think God is now with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes of South Asia to the 9th SAF Games led by students of Islamabad FG schools.
ख़वातीनो हज़रात, नवी सैफ गेम्स में FG स्कूल के तलबा और तालिबात के हमरा जनूबी एशिया के खिलाड़ियों का खैर मकदम कीजिए।
Certainly the athletes coming out into the field for the first time, coming into the arena for the first time is always a very emotional moment in any opening ceremony, because that is what the Games is all about. If it wasn't for the athletes, then there would be no Games, and if there were no Games, there'd be no opening ceremony.
Afghanistan. The flag bearer is Abdul Asir Khotaki, Taekwondo. Bhutan. Their flag bearer is Diluk Tisheri, Taekwondo.
has been remarkable for a lot of the Indians who came to Pakistan came with some misconceptions. One was that those who were vegetarians thought they would never get vegetarian food. That luckily for them is also proved to be, just a myth because there's lots of
Maldives. The flag bearer is Fatullah Wahid, volleyball.
नेपाल अलग बता है संगना बाधे टाइकोंडो Sri Lanka. The flag bearer is Susantika Jayasinghe, athletics.
That pride I had of doing this, especially carrying Pakistan, obviously, leading the Pakistan team.
Ladies and gentlemen, to welcome the athletes of the region, the Welcome Song, presented by the combined choir of FG Colleges for Women and the FG Commerce College for Boys.
ख़वातीनो हज़रात, इस खित्ते के खिलाड़ियों के इस्तकबाल के लिए FG कॉलेज के तलबा और तालिबात पेश करते हैं इस्तकबालिया नग़मा।
Ladies and gentlemen, the chairman of the 9th SAF Games Organizing Committee and president of the Pakistan Olympic Association, Lieutenant General Syed Arif Hassan.
Khawateen Hazrat, नवी SAF Games की इंतजामी कमेटी के चेयरमैन और सदर पाकिस्तान ओलंपिक एसोसिएशन लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल सैयद आरिफ हसन.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. President of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, General Pervez Musharraf, Begum Pervez Musharraf, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. As Chairman of the Organizing Committee and the President of the Pakistan Olympic Association, I welcome you to the opening of the 9th SAF Games in Islamabad. I extend a special welcome to all the athletes who have gathered here from our neighborhood to compete in the Games. 3 years ago, we embarked on a journey to bring together all our neighbors under the South Asian banner. Little did we know that the journey would take so long. As events across the globe unfolded, events that were out of our control, we were forced to postpone the Games, not once, but thrice. But we were determined to show the world that no matter what the circumstances, our friendship and brotherhood was strong enough to help foster understanding and prosperity in our neighborhood. Originally, Sri Lanka was supposed to host the 2004 SAF Games. But as Pakistan had been unable to host the Games due to unfavorable events, the Sri Lankan SAF authorities were gracious enough to insist that all our work not go to waste and that Pakistan should hold the 9th SAF Game in 2004. So I would like to thank the people of Sri Lanka and the game authorities for this generous gesture. The Games Committee, the athletes, and the people of Pakistan will remember this courtesy long after the Games are over. I would also like to mention the SASF Executive Committee for their total support throughout these 3 years. All member countries were more than magnanimous and understanding, and I thank them. To the athletes who have journeyed here from all over South Asia, I welcome you to Islamabad and wish you a pleasant stay in our beautiful city. We feel that these games provide an opportunity to highlight the friendship between the people of South Asia and our desire to meet each other freely. The next 10 days are all about our desire to rise above and to celebrate the common values of peace, perseverance, and progress that we share as neighbors. The coming days are not only a test of your physical and mental strength, but these 10 days are your days of glory. I am sure that these games will bring out a spirit of competitiveness where you accept victory with grace and defeat with graciousness. I hope during the Games all our guests take time to see our beautiful country, meet our beautiful people, and experience our culture and hospitality. These Games are also an opportunity for the delegates to mingle and learn from each other and take back wonderful memories of the 9th SAF Games. I hope you enjoy your stay here as much as we enjoy having you here with us. If we err in some areas, kindly consider forgiving us. I assure you our hearts are in the right place. I wish you all the best of luck. I now invite the chief guest, the President of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, General Pervez Musharraf, to declare the 9th SAF Games open.
I declare open the 9th South Asia Federation Games.
And when it started off, the national anthem, the tilawat, the speech, and as I was walking up after my speech, I felt reasonably sure that it's a go all the way.
Surrounding me. So I was really looking forward. But at the same time, my breath was like, I was just, my heart was pumping fast, and I was really looking forward for that event. And it was not something which I was really expecting. It was, I think, more than my expectations, and it was more than what you call, I thought, It was something electrifying. It was magnificent.
Come join the celebration. Let's bring this combination closer. We cannot lose 'cause we choose to be together. We go on and on and on till we rise It's a new day and the sun's rising up.
overwhelming. It was something which was totally, you can say that it was energizing. I was getting all the energies from the crowd, and I really believe in that. And whenever I'm on the stage, I really feel those vibes, coming to me. But being on that stage, being in the stadium in the middle of the huge crowd, I think it was something which is not explainable in words. I just can't explain that. It was really energizing.
Ladies and gentlemen, accompanying the South Asia Sports Federation flag that will fly over the stadium for the next 9 days, 6 great Pakistani athletes.
6 नामवर पाकिस्तानी खिलाड़ी साउथ एशिया स्पोर्ट्स फेडरेशन के परचम के साथ मैदान में दाखिल हो रहे हैं। ये परचम अगले 9 दिन तक लहराता रहेगा। खिलाड़ियों के नाम हैं
Lieutenant Colonel Kaisar Mustafa, volleyball.
एजाजी कैप्टन रिटायर्ड मलिक मोहम्मद यूनिस, एथलेटिक्स।
Honorary Captain retired Faiz Mohammed, wrestling.
जनाब सैयद अबरार हुसैन शाह, बॉक्सिंग।
Mr. Javed Iqbal, badminton.
जनाब गुलाम अब्बास, एथलेटिक्स।
Ladies and gentlemen, featuring for the first time in the history of the SAF Games, the Federation Hymn, presented by the combined choir of FG College for Women and Commerce College for Boys.
ख़वातीनो हज़रात, सैफ गेम्स की तारीख में पहली मर्तबा पेश की जा रही है फेडरेशन हिम, जिसे FG कॉलेजेस के तलबा और तालिबात पेश करेंगे.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the spirit of fair play, the athlete's oath will now be taken.
ख़वातीनो हज़रात, मिसाली खेल का जज्बा लिए अब खिलाड़ी हल्फ उठाएंगे.
झंडा मुझे पकड़ाओ तुम. In the name of all competitors, I promise that we will take part in these SAF Games, respecting and abiding by the rules which govern them, in the true spirit of sportsmanship, for the glory of sport and honor of our teams.
The athlete's oath was taken by Noman Kareem.
खिलाड़ियों की जानिब से नोमान करीम ने हल्फ उठाया.
Ladies and gentlemen, Shehzad Roy.
ये हौसले ये बलबले दिल से दिलों के हंसी सिलसिले टूट पाएंगे ना. उठे ये कदम जोश से मिले हैं अब हम जोश से. उठे ये कदम जोश से हौसले ये बलबले दिल से दिलों के हंसी सिलसिले ये हौसले ये बलबले दिल से दिलों के हंसी सिलसिले टूट पाएंगे ना उठे ये कदम जोश से मिले हैं अब हम जोश से उठे ये कदम जोश से रुकेंगे नहीं यही जीवन है जीत या हार तो बस एक खेल है सोचो तो ये बस पर चलो दिलों ख्वाहिशों का एक मेल है ये मिलन दिलों के रुकेंगे नहीं यही जीवन है ये हौसले ये बलबले दिल से दिलों के हंसी सिलसिले ये हौसले ये बलबले दिल से दिलों के हंसी सिलसिले टूट पाएंगे ना उठे ये कदम जोश से मिले हैं अब हम जोश से उठे ये कदम जोश से रुकेंगे नहीं यही जीवन है जितनी थी मिटा दो सभी पिछली किसी बात को नाप दरमियान लाना कभी बढ़े जो हाथ वो रुकेंगे नहीं यही जीवन है ये हौसले ये बलबले दिल से दिलों के हंसी सिलसिले ये हौसले ये बलबले से दिलों के हंसी सिलसिले टूट पाएंगे ना उठे ये कदम जोश से मिले हैं अब हम जोश से उठे ये कदम जोश से रुकेंगे नहीं यही जीवन है कल बिछड़ जाएंगे तो रह जाएंगे दिल में बस एक याद ही सो इस याद को भुलाना नहीं कल फिर मिलेंगे रुकेंगे नहीं यही जीवन है ये हौसले ये बलबले दिल से दिलों के हंसी सिलसिले ये हौसले ये बलबले दिल से दिलों के हंसी सिलसिले उठे ये कदम जोश से मिले हैं अब हम जोश से उठे ये कदम जोश से रुकेंगे नहीं यही जीवन है
Ladies and gentlemen, as the athletes from all competing nations take their seats for the remainder of the ceremony, we wish them our very best for the next 9 days of competition.
ख़वातीनो हज़रात, तमाम ममालिक के खिलाड़ी बकिया तकरीर अपनी मखसूस नशिस्तों पर बैठकर मुलाहिजा फरमाएंगे। इस मौके पर हम सब की तरफ से आइंदा 9 रोज के लिए तमाम खिलाड़ियों के लिए नेक तमन्नाएं।
gentlemen, from a height of 10,000 feet over the Jinnah Stadium, bearing the flags of 8 competing nations, the Pakistan Armed Forces Special Services Group Skydivers.
खवातीनो हज़रात, जिन्ना स्टेडियम के ऊपर 10,000 फुट की बुलंदी से हिस्सा लेने वाले 8 मुमालिक के परचम लिए पाक फौज के स्पेशल सर्विसेज ग्रुप के छाता बरदार स्टेडियम में उतरेंगे।
Special Services Group Pakistan Air Force, carrying the SAF flag.
स्पेशल सर्विसेज ग्रुप पाकिस्तान एयर फोर्स के सीनियर टेक्नीशियन परवेज खान अफगानिस्तान का परचम लिए स्टेडियम में उतर रहे हैं।
Commander Arshad Khan, Special Services Group Pakistan Navy, carrying the Bangladesh national flag.
मोहम्मद फयाज भूटान का परचम लिए स्टेडियम में उतर रहे हैं।
From the Special Services Group Pakistan Army, Captain Shahriyar Hassan, carrying the national flag of India.